right, Leo, welcome in. I hope you're doing great today. This is your reading for the eclipse. All of these readings I'm doing have had eclipse energy, whether I've done them last week or this week. It doesn't really matter. That eclipse energy is going to hang around for a while. And at 19 degrees Aries, you should really take a look at how it's connecting to your sun. The sun, moon, and Chiron are all at 19 degrees Aries. So what have you got in Leo? Do you have your sun and moon, or just your sun, or your rising sign is Leo, or something like that? Take a look at the degree because that's where this eclipse will be impacting you. Okay. And let's get a sense of the reading here first before I go any deeper. The good news is, when I say impact and everything like that, people kind of freak out about this eclipse, and you've seen it, I've seen it. But you're a trine, you're a fire sign. And trine is nice, flowing energy. So this makes me feel like activation energy, and fire signs dig activation energy. Okay, so let's see what's going on for you, Leo. What is happening? Growth. Okay, so that's underneath. Some subconscious growth is taking place during this eclipse. You may get triggered and tweaked and things like that, but it's a good thing. If you can, and lots of people are like, triggered, oh, I hate that. It's such a good learning experience. So if you have some kind of trigger, I know it's uncomfortable, but it's going to point to something that is either unfinished business for you, or it's going to point to something that you might need to change your thinking about. Aries is bold energy, so you might need to stand up for yourself. You might need to take some kind of bold action. Whatever it is, it's going to help you, okay? It's going to help you. And frankly, how you handle the lesson is really part of the lesson. You understand? So how you handle things is really part of this, especially with fire. There can be a lot of rage and anger stirred up, especially because sun, moon, and Chiron are all at that 19 degrees, which is the most powerful degree of Aries. What do you have at 19 degrees Leo, 19 degrees Sagittarius? What do you have across the hall in Libra? Take a look at your own birth chart to see how that might impact you. We have the divine masculine energy here. Been showing up a lot, okay? The home card, that's Cancerian energy, and guides. So later this spring and this year, we have Jupiter conjuncting Uranus, which is about transformation and change and revolution, kind of a thing, like revolutionizing where you live. So if you've been feeling a little bit stuck in terms of your physical place on this planet, because divine masculine is definitely masculine energy. Healed masculine energy is about that same kind of bold action, like Aries energy, like think emperor, right? But wounded masculine is about somebody who either resents where they are, or feels put upon, or feels burdened by a particular home, a situation in your home. I feel like your guides are trying to talk with you about whatever's going on between you and your masculine. And if you happen to be or identify as a divine feminine, your divine masculine counterpart. Okay, so it's internal and external. But that does feel, because I have this growth card, it feels like it's more internal. And it's so interesting because I've been feeling that way a little bit about the fire signs, and usually because it's a masculine element, it's like so external, right? Like fire is coming out of us, and anger and rage, but and also action, taking action on something, which is super positive. So think about that. Like this can be, Jupiter is going to move into Gemini at the end of May. And that's going to be a different energy. Right now it's in Taurus. So Taurus is about the home and hearth. When it moves into Gemini, it's about communication. All right, so maybe we'll talk a little bit more about that. We'll see what comes up in the reading. But your guides are definitely showing you maybe you need a new home base. Maybe you need to move. Maybe where you are has gotten you too stuck or too comfortable. I've been feeling that way. I've been seeing that in the readings for the last few days, that there's something about, is it supportive to you? Is it stable and that's a good thing, or is it stagnant? Like, you kind of have to make that determination yourself. So let's see where we're going here for Leo. Underneath, I have the Sagittarian card of the Knight of Wands. I feel like there's a little bit of wanderlust here, wanting to go out into the world. The Three of Wands. This is a new spiritual path with the Ace of Wands, and then the Judgment card that likely is going to include, wow, Two of Cups and the Lover's card and the Knight of Cups. And this is the world. Remember I said about going out into the world? There's something here that is teaching you. I feel like this eclipse energy is teaching you a lesson about, this is kind of, this is like a partier. Okay. This is like being a partier or being connected to a partier. And it's sort of like, this is kind of waking you up. It's sort of like, wait a second, I got to get my shit together here. Ace of Wands and the Judgment card is saying that this is no joke. This is a serious path. We're moving you in the direction of possibly the love of your life, and you got to get your act together here. Okay. And divine masculine, when we're talking about this Aries energy, we're talking about the eclipse. There is something about getting your act together, and also about, especially with this Ace of Wands, almost like a magic wand, like you're able to do it quickly, immediately. When you make that shift, it's going to be fast. It's going to be immediate. Some of you are just hanging out. Some of you are just hanging out. What I mean by that is feeling no sense of purpose, not really understanding what your purpose is. And maybe that's the direction here. It's like you've got to put some activity, put some action, and like the road rises up to meet you when you do that. I feel like some of you are kind of frittering away your energy on things that are ephemeral, things that don't anchor in your life, things that don't stay, people who just pass through and things like that. There's definitely something about that. So I hope you like my flowers. Okay. So the Devil card here, he's showing up as the Devil card. Wow. Two of Swords. Some of you might be quitting drinking. Some of you might be quitting ridiculous amounts of spending. There's something here that's very addictive. Some of you are gaming too much. You're shopping too much. You're hanging out with your friends too much. It's like time to grow up. No offense, but like time to step into your purpose. All right, Leo, time to step into your, oh yeah, look at you. This is the opportunity, the Strength card. This is your card. You see that Knight of Cups riding up behind you? Some of you are dealing with exes, dealing with people who are not wanting to create a home, right? Remember, we got this home card up here. Some of you are dealing with a twin flame who is immature, and it's like you just got to leave it behind. Okay. And I've seen that in the comments a few times when I'm definitely registering with somebody about a storyline that's going on in their life, which is exactly what we're doing here. I'm tapping into something and you're saying it's for me or it's not for me. And I was definitely tapping into someone over the weekend. I noticed in the comments, they're like, what if it's my twin flame? Can I leave that behind? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It doesn't mean you won't meet up later in your life. It doesn't mean it, but if you're standing still, I feel like that's a recipe for stagnation and maybe even addictions. Some of you really need to step into things that are holding you back and sort of break through those restraints. So the Page of Cups is coming on. That's forgiveness. Some of you are stuck in a place where you're not forgiving somebody or something. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh, wow. Look at that. The Death card, High Priestess, Three of Wands, Magician, King of Cups, and the outcome. Ah, look at you. That's your card. One of your cards anyway. Queen of Wands. So I like this. Let me just see here. All right, I'll talk about that later. Um, so that's one piece of this. I feel like some of you are needing to do some spiritual healing work, discover what your dharma is, like what you really love to do on this planet. You also have the Wheel of Fortune. This is a timing card. So this time is very relevant. Leo and Sagittarius here. I have Gemini, I have Scorpio, Capricorn, Cancer, more Gemini over there. And it's like it's time to grow up. Okay. This Page of Cups is interesting. This is what the universe wants you to know about. And Page of Cups can be about forgiveness, but it's also sort of like a not taking it anymore feeling. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So, okay, see you later. Like not staying stuck in something because it's your twin flame and they're, either having addiction issues or something like that. You may be addicted to staying with a certain person who's never going to make any kind of moves. Not as long as you are standing there going, are you going to leave her? Are you going to come to me? Are you going to be part of my life? No, we're not. As long as you're standing there, that person will never do that. And why am I saying that? Because this is about the expectations you have of someone who's a shapeshifter. Someone who's a shapeshifter. Now, it doesn't just mean Gemini. Okay, we're not getting down on Gemini. It's Gemini moon right here. But Mercury, that's Virgo too. Okay, that's Virgo too. And it's sort of like you're waiting for someone. You're waiting for someone and you're like burning daylight here. You're burning daylight with your life. And I feel like you know this. This is the recent past. This is the High Priestess. Some of you may only recently have stumbled upon twin flame information. And so it's like, wow, this is making sense to me. But over the course, I'm going to say, of a couple of years. So when I say recently stumbled on, I'm thinking a few years ago. And if you look back these last few years, these last couple of years, it's been kind of just like a spinning kind of energy, not really action. Like High Priestess is not action. And this is all about other people taking action. You see her, right? She's done her work and that's the action for you. But you see like she's waiting for this Knight of Cups to come. Someday my prince will come. It's a very passive and not, so that's like an unhealthy divine feminine to feel or to be in the space of not really working with or healing, focusing on what you want to do in the world, regardless of what other people do. This is also very passive. The Three of Wands, waiting for someone to show up, waiting for other people to invite you, waiting. Super duper not Leo. That's not Leo. And what this eclipse is saying to you, since it's trine, it's supportive energy, is saying it's a kick in the ass here. It's like time to move, time to make a shift, time to make a change, regardless of what other people are doing. So it's time to step into your power here, Leo. And I think this is very interesting that the outcome of this part of the reading is that Queen of Wands, which is you. It's also your action. And I do feel like there's more page energy here, which is about finding your mojo, right? Getting whatever you want to do in life. And it comes from meditation. It comes from healing. So you were on the right path. It's possible that you stumbled onto twin flame or became somehow like waiting for other people to do what they need to do. But I feel like this is saying that you need to do what you need to do, regardless of what other people are doing. Okay. So I'm going to continue with this reading. If this is your reading, I'll look at what you don't see coming. I'll go into the next 30 days and see where we're going. This eclipse energy is definitely saying, Leo, get moving. Okay. So link is below if you want to continue on with me. I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.